domestic violence.
Did you have good parents?
Me, I had.
I mean, I'm not getting flagged
not
at the
great
airport.
parents. What?
I'm not getting flagged at the airport.
I had a great mother, and she just got stuck with this guy, my father. So
Did you ever meet your dad?
yeah, he was there the whole time I was growing up.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. It's just
But he wasn't that great of a guy.
There are people that will tell you he was a phenomenal person. He was an amazing person, and then there's his family. It's just like growing up, he's an alcoholic, and there are screaming matches and alcoholic binges and throwing bottles and calling, your kids' names. And, it's you know what I'm saying? Like my mom, like she's got 4 kids. Like, what's she going to do? Leave? She can't leave. How's she going to support 4 kids? And he was just belligerent, and he was just, he was an asshole. But you talk to any of the people that worked with him, and they'll tell you he's amazing. He was amazing.
What did he do for a living?
He was a State Farm manager, so he would hire you to become a State Farm agent, and you're showing up driving a 10-year-old Volkswagen Beetle that's rusted out, and 2 years later, you're living in a $300,000 or $400,000 house, driving a $90,000 Mercedes, and going on a month's vacation every year and just kicking ass.
Where's this at?
What do you mean?
State
It's
Farm?
State Farm. It's here. So they were like,
In
those.
Tampa?
They're everywhere.
No.
Yes, he lived in Yeah, I
Okay.
grew up in Tampa. So, but I mean, and he had like 25 agents, and they all look his agents were like always. They had this thing called like the Millionaires Club. Like they were always in the top, at the top of the whole country. Like they're always winning the trips. So they'll tell you, he changed my life. He was amazing. He was an amazing salesperson, amazing motivator, amazing this, amazing, and he was. But,
He was like the Belfort.
Not
of
when he
insurance.
came home.
right. But when he came home, it was a different story. Or he was great, and he was great for a year, and then he'd go on a 3-week drinking binge. Listen, it got so bad, State Farm stuck him in multiple rehabs.
Really?
Had our whole family go to like Al-Anon. You know what Al-Anon is? So you have AA, and then for the families of people in AA, you have Al-Anon. So our whole family, it's like now my dad's got 45 days in this, this rehab, and now somehow or another I just got sentenced to 45 days where I got to come twice a week and hold hands with all these people and talk about how horrible their their alcoholic parent is. It's like,
What the fuck?
how did I get stuck with this? He's got the problem. Like I don't have a problem.
Right.
But yeah, he and that's just that's the whole thing. It's like you can be amazing in one aspect of your life and just a complete shit in another.
Is your dad still alive?
No, died when I was in prison.
Died when you were in prison.
Did you ever rip off State Farm out of spite?
No.
Did you think about it?
No, I'm not sure how I would have done that. I mean, actually, I'm sure how I could have done it, but
Well, it's funny. I mean, it's a sad thing, but some of the most the fact of the matter is some of the most successful and some of the most creative people have drug and alcohol problems, or have addictive personalities, or have vices that eventually send them down the dark spiral.
right.
So, it's hard. A lot of people can't balance that. A lot of people can't balance having a successful career, being really good at one thing, and balance another aspect of their life, balance their family life and their professional life.
Yeah, nobody's. You gotta, it's you gotta give somewhere. And in his case, it was, his family. And it's funny growing up, like
Some of the best people I've ever met have been alcoholics and drug addicts.
Oh, without a doubt. I agree. I mean, I know a bunch of guys that are in AA, and great. I know a bunch of guys that have drug problems that I think are great people. I was just thinking, like, I remember growing up, like my parents would get into fights, and they would threaten. My mom would threaten to leave my dad, and they'd get into arguments, and there was going to be a divorce and this and that, and like, and like my brothers and sisters were like, no, let's, don't get a divorce. Like, this and this, it'll be an issue, and this and this. And I was like the only one out of them. I was like, let's go. I'm done with this dude. Like, what is with you guys?
Really?
Oh yeah. I was like, remember one time my dad drove up. My mom was like, gonna leave. Like, I'm leaving. I'm taking the kids. And he drove us into like the projects, like a really, really rundown area where the houses were just crap. And there's like houses there's like cars on concrete blocks. I mean, there's trash in the street. Like it's a rough looking area. And we're driving through. My dad goes, if your mother leaves me, we can afford 2 houses like this. This is the kind of neighborhood you'll be growing up in. I'm terrified. Like we're like, this is
Wow, he's selling it.
He's really. I mean, and I remember he goes, and you'll all have to make the decision. I remember my mom said, "Oh, George, don't say that. Don't tell them that." And he said, "Your mother will have you will all have to make the decision on who you want to live with." And who you want to live with, and I said, "Mom." I'm like 8 years old, 9 years old, and I'm like, "Mom, I want to live with mom." Mom, like the look on
I'll take mom.
The look on his face was like, Jesus. The
Quick.
words were still lingering in the air. Like it was like, yeah, I'm good.
Wow.
So yeah,
Wow. So never had a good relationship with him, huh?
no. He died. So he died, I think, 2014, and my mom died last month.
Oh,
I
Beginning
didn't
of
know
la-
that.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that,
Yeah,
man.
I've been wanting to do like on my channel. I want to do a video because people leave the. Did you ever see the videos where I mimic my mom's voice, where I do the whole,
Yeah, I've heard you
Oh,
do it on
Matthew,
here.
what
You've
are
done it
you
on here. Yeah,
Yeah.
you've called your mom on this podcast.
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
Yeah, we've had her on the phone a couple times.
So sweet.
Rest in peace,
Yeah.
Miss Cox.
She, so I want to do a video on my thing because I've got guys leaving comments in the comment section saying, "Bro, you got to do another video on your mom." And then people will leave comments on the mom videos. Like new subscribers will go back and start watching all my stuff, and then when they get the mom videos, like, "Bro, your mom's a gangster, bro. Your mom's awesome. Like, you got to do." And it's like, and that's been going on for over a month now, month and a half now. And I'm sitting there thinking, I need to do a video, but like for a month, like I couldn't even talk about it.
Yeah.
I'd tear up. I'd get upset. And but honestly, like I got out of prison, like I was desperate to try. I wanted to get out of prison because my mom's coming to see me every 2 weeks. Like, and she's old. She'd had a couple strokes. Like, I want to get out. I want to at least get out and have her see me free. Does that make sense? Like, I don't want her to die thinking I'm in prison. Like, I want to be
Yeah.
able to get out and see that where she sees, hey, he's doing the right thing. So, I'm going to see her 3 days a week in the morning. I had breakfast with her three mornings a week, and then I would have dinner with her once a week.
Wow.
So I go get her like, Olive Garden.
You're like the picture perfect son.
No, honestly, my sister would see her every day, sometimes twice a day. My sister handled all. That's why, and like anytime anything.
That's a lot.
Oh, bro, it's yeah. My sister.
Still, breakfast 3 times a week. That's a lot, bro.
I mean, yeah, but that's
You're a great son.
But stop. That's also the reason I didn't get. Like people were like, oh, why don't you get a job doing that? Really? Because if I work at FedEx, I can't see my mother 3 days a week. I can't have dinner. Like I can't
Right.
say, hey, look, my mom. She would call me in the middle of the day. It's 1 o'clock in the morning or 1 o'clock in the day, and you answer the phone. Hey, mom. She would FaceTime me. What are you doing? And I'd be like, I'm painting. What are you painting? And I'd show her. And
Yeah.
so, that kind of stuff. Like, so, my sister's was, the top notch. Like, but, I was trying to be what I could be. But
Do you think that's why you're such a good son? Because your sister was setting such a high
I hate
bar?
when people say that, bro. I was a shit of a fucking son. So, because I got out and I went to go see my mother after she came to see me in prison every 2 weeks.
Right.
Oh,
And
she
I,
did?
yeah, every 2 weeks she saw me for 12 years. And so I got out and I go see her
She would drive
During
to
the-
Coleman?
until she had the stroke. And then when she had the stroke, she would make my brother take her, or she would make one of her nurses
wow.
take. Oh, absolutely. She was a fucking gangster.
Wow.
She wasn't fucking around.
That's badass.
And if somebody couldn't do it, she said, well, then I'll pay somebody to bring me. We're going. Well, Mom, you're tired. You had the stroke. You don't do it. Well, then I'll sleep in the car. And they'd say, and we have to wait in that area. And, and they'd go, well, then I'm already sitting down in my chair. I'll wait. Well, and then what if this, what if that? Well, what if they won't let you bring your chair in? Remember that one time they wouldn't let you bring your chair in? Right. And I used their chair.